Alright YouTube, what is going on? Welcome aboard ConflctNerd Airlines today on the flight, which is going to last roughly 25 to 30 minutes, and hopefully I will not go over. So welcome your faces to SimAirport. Now, you probably know this game because a lot of people have been playing it recently, and I was going to start playing it probably about 3 weeks ago, just after another, well, it wasn't even that, it was maybe 2 weeks ago when I finished another brick in the mall. Plug, link down in the description below. Great game, but I thought, you know what, there's a lot of other people playing it right now, which is very true, and if you want to go ahead and check those CDs out, down in the description below there is the links to Meg's channel and Dylan's channel in with the ConflctNerd Family. They've both had or got CDs on this game currently, but I want to go ahead and do this a little bit differently because everyone seems to have done the same thing. Used the default map and gone ahead, built an airport, it's been pretty similar, and just gone with that flow. However, as you can see, we're on Sandbox mode, and this means that I have a little bit of freedom. I don't have to go ahead and follow the starting map, and I don't have to go ahead and do what everyone else has done. I want to do something, it's not going to be totally different, because the default map idea is quite good, and because this map is a top-down map, which means that everything comes in from the top and then just makes its way to the bottom. It means that the best layout is going to be similar to the one you've probably seen before, but mine's just going to be better, and it's going to take me 10 episodes to show you how it's going to be better, but it is. So, let's go ahead and get started. We have $1 million, which is great, and that's the thing that really excites me. But that money will go very quickly because the amount you need. We jump into status here, you can see at the very bottom, not very well. These are all the, I guess, or not, I mean, this is just some of the stuff which we require to go ahead and get our airport up and running, and it's going to be difficult. That is for sure. So the first thing I want to go ahead and do is move my zones, because my zones are just in the total wrong place. So let me go ahead and jump into here, and let's go ahead and remove all of these zones. For now, remove that there and garbage like that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start our airport at the top, so it makes sense that we're going to go ahead and deploy our zones at the top. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and have drop-offs, and again we're just going to do this logically. So you are, what, 15 down? We'll do that, and we'll do 15 by 5, so that works out fine. Then I want to go ahead and have probably, I would say, pickups last, so we're going to do garbage next. We'll just do a small 5 by 5. And then I want to do deliveries next. Yeah, probably. I should probably do those the other way around, but small details like that at this stage, it's not going to make that big a deal. And then let's do a pickups area, which goes for about 10 long. So that's our new defined zones, which is exciting. So the next thing I want to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to build this airport backwards to how everyone thinks I'm going to build the airport, but this allows for better planning. So we're going to start off with gates, then we're going to start and move on to runways, then after that we're going to go ahead and move on to other stuff, and it's pretty much just going to go from there. So right now, how big a hull do I want? I mean, that seems, the problem is, and this is why I'm starting off with gates, is that gates, they don't have the total freedom. They are snapped to quite large areas, which is unfortunately. So I'm looking at that and thinking, okay, that's probably going to be too thin, a ticketing lounge. But then I could go ahead and do that, but that seems too much. So it's difficult to balance. First thing I need to do is rotate that, because that is now the correct way around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build that like that, so there's quite a large gap from the, or should I do that? I'd rather do that. So there's quite a large gap in between the roads. I understand that, but it's going to be worth it long term, do not worry. This allows me to go ahead and just have lots of room for everything. And I've no idea really how I'm going to go ahead and build this airport. The first thing I might do is actually move that, and I essentially have spent 28,000 on it, but it doesn't really matter. So let me go ahead and build the runway next, that's the next thing. So we're going to go ahead and stick, yeah, I have built this in the wrong place. We're going to move that shortly. So I'm going to have the runway there, and that cost me a lot of money. Let's go ahead and, first of all, can I move you? Cancel project. I don't know if I'll get charged again. If I do get charged again, then I know I'm being tight with money, but yeah, it's really important that I get my gates in the correct place, honestly. It's so important because I've tried to record this episode quite a few times now and it's sort of just failed. So 1, 2, 3, at least there. I'm really starting to think about tucking it in there though, to be honest. Let's go with that. Let's go with my original. So that's it there. I think that did charge me again, which sucks, but oh well. So the next thing I need to do is I'm getting deliveries in, which is great, but who's going to build these deliveries? Well, we're going to get ourselves, what, 5 workmen, I think, and they're going to go ahead and build everything which I tell them to do. Now, I'm going to assume that you already have a basic understanding of this game, quite basic to pick up. The GUI is similar to games like Another Brick in the Mall, Project High Rise, and Prison Architect. Very similar in that form, and it's the same sort of game. This game, and I've done a series on Airline Tycoon in the past, they're not the same. Oh, for God's sake. Dismantle. That needs to get rotated around the other way, so fucked up again, I know, great. It's different. Airline Tycoon was about running an airline, this is about running an airport. So again, another plug, down in the description below if you want to see me running an airline, then there's a link to an Airline Tycoon series which is all about that. A little bit different, and it was a really good game. It's a game from 1998, but it is so much fun, and I highly recommend you go ahead and watch it. Right, so with all that done, let's go ahead and start off with the starting connection. So, we've got a runway, which is good, and we've also got here our gate as well. Now these all require different things which we're going to build over time. So the next thing I want to go ahead and build is, we're going to require a hangar to make sure our baggage is in action. So, that is not a realistic place, and I understand that, but actually we could, let's build up at the end for the time being actually. So you're going to go in, probably about there. Now I realise this is probably not realistic, and I'm going to try and do this as realistic as possible, but for the time being I'm so limited on cash. Like, you think a million's a lot, but when we get down to it, it's really not a lot at all, so things are going to be tight. Remember, we still need to actually build the whole terminal. We need to go ahead and also add in our security fence, we need to add in staff. There's so much we've still got to do, and we're nearly halfway through our budget. In saying that, most of the stuff we've already done is the expensive, and it's also a one-off payment as well, which is good. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start to actually build the terminal building itself. So you're going to be 8 wide, and you're going to run along to there like that, costing 80,000. Then the next part of this is going to be, let me think. So I want you to be probably about 15 down, and you're going to be 10 wide. That's going to be the security part. And then the next part I want to be the ticketing, which right now doesn't have to be that deep. Let's be conservative about my money, it doesn't have to be that deep. So that would go in there for 90,000. So right now we've got 3 different parts of the building, which, again, long term this is all going to make sense and be pretty, but for the time being, this is the layout which I'm going for. Very small airport, but it will do for the time being. Then we've got the security area, nice and big. We're going to have the arrivals area, which I need to have a bathroom in here. That can go in there. And then we'll have another bathroom for once you're through security as well. So that works out. Then I need to have my arrivals area as well, which is probably going to be this area here. That works out fine. And then we just go ahead and have a small wee bit there as well to get into that area. So yeah, the building is a little bit strange shaped, but we've still got 330,000 to go ahead and fill up the building, and I also need to add in the perimeter fence as well. So I think we should have enough money to get everything that I want built. Now, one thing to say is that we should have planes taking off and arriving at our airport by the end of this episode. However, there's not a guarantee, because all this, it is actually quite confusing. It's not as easy as you may think, building the airport from scratch, and if you've got this game and you've not done it, I challenge you to go ahead and do it, because it is good fun. I've already tried and failed, or I didn't fail, but it was going to take me like 80 days to pay off my loan, and I was like, this isn't worth it at all, so I thought, let's just restart, learn from my mistakes, and that's really what I'm doing here. So what we're going to do is add in that fence in there as well. I'm just trying to get a lot of these costs out the way right now. Then let's add this in here, right along to about there. Then I've got the choice, I might as well just keep going, and that fills up, so that's us down to 300,000. Mental, I know. Right, so the next thing is let's actually start to, in 10 minutes or 9 minutes so far, we're doing pretty good. Honestly, compared to the last recording I did, I was doing absolutely awful at this stage. I think it's because I overspent, and this time I haven't overspent, which is good. Right, so the next thing we need to do is jump back into here and wall, and I'm going to start to clear some of this. So let's go ahead and clear that section there, let's clear that section there, let's clear that section there. Then I want to clear all of that there, I think. So that works out fine. Yeah, I think that's good. And you can sort of see now all the 4 areas which I'm trying to build. So we've got the departure lounge, arrival gate, ticketing lounge, or ticketing lobby, I think would be the correct words there, and then security. All different sections, and they're all going to be treated as different sections as I build this airport. On top of this, I need to go ahead, and the next thing we're doing is adding in our... not our baggage carousel. We could do that. Let's go ahead and do that now and get that out of the way before I forget it. So we'll add you in there. Then let me go ahead and start to add in the large doors. Oh, pizza ovens. Yeah, there's now cafes in this game as well, or restaurants. So that's something which we will mess around with, but not anytime soon. So let's add in a door there. That'll be the large door out to the gate. Then I want to go ahead and add in just normal doors, I think. What else is a door? Sliding doors. Those are the ones I want. So we'll add some in there, and then we'll add some coming through here, and then we'll add some coming through there, and then we'll have small but different exit security gates through here. So we'll have you there, and while we're down here, I might as well just go ahead and extend this part a little tiny bit. I want to go ahead and add in a foundation there and there as well, just to expand this because it's a little bit silly. So let me go ahead and clear those 2 bits there as well, and you. And there we go, so that works out absolutely perfectly. Or not absolutely perfectly, but it works out pretty good. Right, so right now, as you can see, it requires a secured area. I don't know how this area isn't secure right now though. Because, oh I know, because there's not actually security in this area yet, so we'll get to that in a second. So the next thing I need to do is go ahead and start to zone these different areas. So what we need is baggage claim, which is going to be this area here. Then we need to go ahead and have security, which is going to be this area plus this area here. Then I want to go ahead and add in our ticketing lobby in, well probably not quite there, it's going to probably be back here. And then if we go ahead and none you like that, then there we go. So now you get a real idea of what we're going for here. And we've still got the best part of 300,000 to go ahead and do this. So going back, and let's go ahead and start to tick stuff off my list. So baggage claim, this area is pretty much done. All it now needs is sliding doors, which we'll add in there and in there. And that is that area totally sorted, I believe, because that's all you require. For that though, we need to go ahead and grab ourselves a, what is it? It will be under utilities. We need to get ourselves one of these bad boys, which is the baggage thing, which basically just produces all the baggage for our, I don't know which way this goes, our planes. I think it must go that way, so if it doesn't we can rotate it. But with that done, we can go ahead and connect that up to our baggage hall and also our ticketing hall. But before we go ahead and do that, I don't know where our ticket desks are going to be. So let me go ahead and add those in. And you can see the order. I'm not going ahead and very specifically, I'm not going ahead and starting with ticketing and going ahead and working from that. It's best to work backwards in sandbox modes, and if the reasons aren't clear enough, it's because you know what you require if you build backwards, whereas if you're building forwards, you don't know what lies ahead, whereas I know what I need going backwards. I think it's a good approach to taking a lot of things in life as well, so I'm digging deep here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm digging deep. It's definitely good to go ahead and take that approach sometimes, whatever you're doing. If it's a long-term goal you want to reach, write that goal at the top, then work out how am I going to get to that goal. I know my current goal right now for this year is to reach 5,000 subscribers, and I know that I've got a way of trying to get to that, and I've worked backwards from that. That's the long-term goal, I know short term I need to do X, Y, and Z, a lot which I'm keeping from you right now, but that's how I'm going to get there. If I get there, I get there. If I don't, I don't, but at least I tried. That is the bottom line. Right, a motivational speech over for today. If you want more, then I can give you more, but that is where we're going to round things off. So we need T for ticketing desk. So this is the bad boy that I need. Let's go ahead and rotate you by hitting R, not Q, Callum, and let's add in 1, 2, 3. How many of yous do I need? 4. We'll start off with the 4, 5. We'll do 6 for the time being. Then at the bottom here, we'll do lots of ticketing kiosks. That's what I'll do. So we'll do 1, 2, 3 of you guys for the time being. Because I know it's only people tend to go to ticketing desks if they have goods to get, or not goods to get picked up. What's the right word? It is baggage to drop off. That seems to be really the top occurrence there. So with that done, we can go ahead and start to do queues. Now, if I can remember correctly, it's red that goes at the top, so I want to... Actually, let's do this the other way first of all. So what I'm thinking about doing is doing a queue for every 3 checkouts. So let's do that, weave you back around, so on. I mean, that's a bit hideous, but it does the job and it fills up the area. Then what I want to do is I want to do something similar like this. The problem is if you get it the wrong way around, then people would be joining in right in front of the desk here, and then they'd be coming out at this end here. So it is actually very important what way you get it around. I didn't want to do that at all. Let's go ahead and shrink you. This is the one thing I don't like about the system yet. It could definitely be improved. Then you're gonna come out there. It'll do, to be honest. Oh, no. It will do for now, to be honest, because there's not many people that are going to be coming through here which aren't joining the ticket queues anyway, so that'll work out, and then you come out at the bottom, and that's good. Happy with that so far. So the next thing I need to do is conveyor belts, so we're going to go ahead and have a large strip up here. Conveyor belts cost a lot of money, as you can see. I think it's 300 per piece, so all in all it does cost a fair amount. The good thing is though, you'll come up here, along here, will you? Is this working? I don't know if it is working. Alright, okay, I know what I need to do. I need to... Maybe not. I'm not at all sure why you're not working. I have to individually click right now, which is strange. But that works out, so that is the going in part done, and now I need to do the going out part. We've already got the hangar, but I need to hire vehicles to go ahead and work out of this. So if I assign a vehicle, slot 1, and then a baggage cart, and slot 2 a fuel truck, then that deals with those complaints as well, which is good. So the next thing is to go ahead and have the output of this baggage line, and you're going to come from here. You're going to go back into... You're going to have to run down along here. Eventually there will be a wall there. Then you're going to come along here, along there, and then into there. Like that, though I don't think... There we go, you work. So that works out. Not too bad. Cost me a lot to implement, but it works, which is good. That's the thing I'm happy about. It works, which is good. And, you know, we're actually quite close to getting underway already. After 17 minutes, we're doing well. So as you can see, we require a restroom zone, at least 1. We still need to assign security, and we also need to go ahead and do the departures as well. So let's go ahead and tackle security next, because this one is a big one. So the first thing I need to go ahead and do is... let me think. This is going to be small for the time being, because long-term security is going to be moved out this way a little bit. But we're also going to move baggage claim down a little bit as well as we go on. But again, I'm still not really at all sure how I want to go ahead and map this whole area out. I've not really decided that, so I guess some of this will... change as we go along, but I know the best way to implement this right now anyway. So we're going to start off with metal detectors, because metal detectors are the best way to go. So we want to go ahead and have you guys... The lights seem to be facing to the right, and I'm going to go ahead and do this in a... I think we should just start off with 2 for the time being, so we'll do 1, 2 like this. We're not going to make use of all this area right now, actually. Let me go ahead and cancel them. No, fuck. Cancel you. I'd rather use a bit further back actually, so we'll do 1, 2 there like that. And let me go ahead and jump into objects and, or this, let me jump into here and demolish Nope. Why? Right, is object got a demolish? I don't think it does. That's half the problem though. See, it doesn't. So what do I demolish stuff with you? It's not you, do it? Is it? No, it's not what I want to do. Let's go ahead and rezone you. Then Q's, it's not Q's either. Is it this? Can I go ahead and demolish you? I can. Oh, I need to right click dismantle. What am I doing? I'm being so silly here. So I'm just going to sell you for the time being because I'm not going to have use of another one. So that's that part done. Then the next part is the baggage. So the baggage is going to go... One of you guys is going to go probably round about here. And then the other one is going to go down here. So you guys are going to walk through the middle. So we're definitely not going to get use of the bottom of this for the time being. But that's totally fine. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have queues. Now where are your queues going to come out? That's a good question. I know where these are going to start. So what we're probably going to do is we're going to have a queue which ends here. And you're going to wrap around and you're going to come through here. And then we're going to have the other one which starts and goes around here like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to modify the starting one though, because this is shorter as it is anyway. So we can go ahead and not do that. Have more issues with these queues? No way. That works out nicely. So you guys come out there. Then, is that too close? I don't think it is actually, but if we go ahead and maybe continue you... I can't continue you. See, that's frustrating. Actually, no, this'll work. This'll work. So we're going to go ahead and do... Let me think. ID checkpoints or desk. ID check stands. You guys will go there and there. So you guys will pass through the gap there. So when used to get built, I'll assign one to one queue and one to the other. So again, I could make use of more room here. I know that, but do I need to? With one gate, I really don't. So that will be fine. These will go through here. So that means I need to go ahead and... I don't need to, because I know this game doesn't work like that, but we'll go ahead and not have you there. We'll go ahead and expand you like that for the time being, temporarily, and then we'll also go ahead and have a wall there. So we're not going to use this whole part of security down here, but that means I can use it for something else, or I'll probably just leave it blank until we need the expansion, but that works out not bad. What I do want to do and put in here is some extra objects. So we're going to go ahead and put in a flight info, because these are always very important, and I'll just put in probably a food vending machine here. I'm also going to put some of you guys in here as well, because you guys will make me some money, which is something that we'll need from the very start. We'll put in another flight info there. I'm also putting another one as you come in right about there. Again, maybe not the best positioning, but it will do for now. Right, so that's security set up and good to go. Not going to hire staff yet, because that would be a waste of money. It's just this area which we need to go ahead and deal with, and bathrooms as well. So let's go ahead and add in bathrooms. I'm just going to have bathrooms for now through security. Then later on down the line I'll add in more when we get ourselves some more money. So let me jump in here, foundations, and let's add in a bathroom. Probably there. That looks good enough to me. And then let's go ahead and clear you, you, and you like that. So you guys should know what's... I know what I did. I unnecessarily built that there, which is silly. And it sounds like someone's hoovering upstairs. Well, thank you very much. Right, so with... Oh no, I didn't want to do all of that, did I? Shit. Ignore me. The good thing is it'll cost me... Or should cost me nothing, because that should get stored in deliveries temporarily. Or is that's to do with storage, isn't it? You know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and right now we're not really at it, so it's fine. We'll add in a door there. This bathroom's going to be titchy, but it will get the job done. As long as people can do their business, then that's fine. So the next thing we need is sinks. We'll add 1, 2, 3 in, and then toilets. And this is something in this game which I find very weird. At least in Another Brick in the Mall, it's cubicles, it's not just bare open toilets, but in this game, it's legit bare open toilets, so a little bit strange. Restrooms, let's go ahead and define this area as a restroom, and that should now resolve that issue. There we go. So, the final thing we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is go ahead and add in a gate something. Gate agent desk, that is the motherfucker of a name that I'm looking for. Let's go ahead and add you in there, and let's jump into queues, expand. Now, queues. We're going to have you tailing back from here. It's going to be quite a large queue, this. It's going to need to be. You're going to come right along here, then you're going to weave, then you're going to go like that. So if you want to get into queue straight away, you can. And that will serve that gate there. I hope it's long enough. It might not be, but we can always go ahead and modify it if we need to. That won't be an issue. Then you need to get assigned to the queue, and then you need to get assigned to the desk. So that solves that issue, I think. Yep, should do. And then the final thing I think we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is add in some benches and just some seating areas and also some more food options as well. So let me add in 1, 2, 3 in there. That works out fine. Mind people are still going to have to exit here though, so I need to consider that. Then let's add you in there for the time being. So it's going to be quite cozy, you can say that. I want to go ahead and add in, before we get things on the go, another food thing here, I think. Then I want to go ahead and add in a flight info, probably in there. Then I want to go ahead and add in another electronic thing there. Then I want to go ahead and add in I believe they're called recycling garbage bins. Okay, maybe not. Add you there, and then add another one, I don't know, probably... Can't really do it right in the middle, we'll add you in there, so that works out fine. And I would say we're pretty much good to go, I'm not gonna lie. I think everything's all in order, minus the... I mean, things don't look pretty, but I would say the airport, for starting it from scratch, isn't actually that bad. To make this airport functional though, we need staff, and I need to work out what staff we need. So first of all, we need a janitor to patrol just the whole airport and the restrooms, because the restrooms get very bad very quickly. Then with that done, workman's fine. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 2 on top of each other there. Then we need a 7th through here. Then on top of that, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to work that area. And then that is us pretty much good to go. So you guys should all go somewhere. You're not going to where you should be going to though. Did I miss someone out here? I did miss someone out here. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's a quick solution. So if I jump in and add another staff member... Where are you off to? Oh, you guys are switching around. Right, that's fine. Fair enough. That's fine. I was thinking, I thought I added in the right amount there. No idea where you're off to. Not got anything to clean right now, to be fair, so that's fine. But we're good to go. From my understanding, we're good to go. So status, we're all green there, which is good. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves some flights. So the first thing right now is I'm going to go ahead, before we start off with, is I'm going to upgrade this runway and we're going to add in runway lights. Now, I'm still not sure what way these go, but we're going to rotate them because I feel this works. So this means we can fly in between the hours of like 8 and midnight, so that means I can probably get in about 2 more flights. So the airport right now at this stage is open between 4 AM and also midnight. So that means we've got an option of morning, afternoon and evening flights. So let's jump in and see what airlines are interested. Aerostar seem to be the leading, it looks like, and you've probably got their best interest. What's the capacity? I need big planes. All these are big planes, bar the Embraer? 195, you only got 90, but you're not actually here, which is good. So we'll accept, and can't take you, because you require probably an extra large gate. What's a 777's capacity? 400, yes, you'd require a large gate, or an extra large gate. I think this is large gate, though I'm pretty sure it used to be medium gates. Yes, you're a large gate, and then we have extra large, which is like that. But my problem is that I swear these used to be called mediums. Not gonna lie. But I don't know, I'll have to go ahead and check, or someone can verify for me. So right now, in our schedule, right now, we have got... That's an afternoon flight, we've got 2 morning flights, so I can take in another morning flight, and then I can take in another 2 afternoon and 2 evening, if that's what I want, a full schedule. And I don't know if I do, if I'm totally honest. So, Yes, I think we should take one more morning. What one's the bigger one? So we got the 6-7 or the 3-7. Obvious choice there, the 6-7. Now I am taking on a lot here, but I feel that everything should be able to deal with everything. Plus we've got some money to spend if for some reason we need to go ahead and panic build something. Which is good, because the last time I didn't have that option, which was a real worry. So with that done, we need to go ahead and fill up some afternoon. I can't do nights. Why can't I do nights? You've already been upgraded with lights, so looks like we're going to have to wait a day for that to happen. I'm going to go ahead and take these 2 afternoon ones. 3-7s, which aren't the biggest, but they'll do for the time being. So if I jump into here, let's go ahead and move you guys around like that, just so there's a little bit of gaps, and then there's gaps. Could be more gaps in between you guys. Just in case one plane fucks up, then it's going to have a catastrophic effect on everything. So that works out fine. And we should be good to go. I think it's because the guys haven't actually built the lights yet. So that's possibly why we're not seeing that function just yet. But we're going to go ahead and speed things up. Let's jump into our, what is it, status today. So tomorrow things starts, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow things starts, and we've got all of our planes in action. The first starting at 4, so we'll get our first passengers in here about 2 o'clock. What I'll do is we'll run through one day today, and then we'll go ahead and call it quits for this first episode. Got a lot to go ahead and work on, evidently. But I would say that we've made a pretty good start. If you've got any ideas, suggestions on what I should build, when I should build it, because I've got that freedom. This is a sandbox, it's empty, so I've really got the choice, which is good, and we've got the money as well at this stage. So I definitely have freedom to go ahead and explore, and that's why this series is different, and that's why you should continue watching it. If you've not already hit that subscribe button and hit that like button, because it really does help me out, and it'll also go ahead and spread these videos with other people who may be interested. Right, so you guys are coming in, you guys are the first people, and you're going to be on the 4 AM flight. And people are getting through security absolutely fine. Coming down the queue, well, they're not even having to queue because it's not that busy. But as we can see, it's getting a little busier now. People aren't getting past security without going through the metal detectors, which is the aim. Everything seems to be going fine. ID. Then coming into the departure area, people are using my vending machines, they're using the restroom. Already a mess, but that's what the janitor's there for. The queue is filling up pretty quickly, not gonna lie. It can probably only hold 100, even if that, so that's a bit of a worry. You're gonna start boarding very shortly. Yeah, the queue's not long enough, that's the bottom line, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and modify that, which is not good, because this is only 99, but when we've got a plane which comes in with 250 later on, then we're a little bit screwed. Not gonna lie there. As we can see, things are really busy right now, and that's good to see. I'm really glad for it, but yeah, the queue thing's going to be an issue. So it's got 104 capacity on this plane, and it's looking like there's already, so there's 90, basically about 100, but it's spilling over back into security. Something that I really don't want. Are you going to board in time? You should do, actually. So 20 minutes left, 103, yep. Off in plenty time, which is good, because I can't, with this tight schedule, I cannot really afford delays, which is something which isn't great. Now, I've gone ahead and got the lights in, they are working, so I should be able to grab myself an evening flight at least now, which is good. So the only airline interested is, and it's quite a small plane, but I might as well, well, it's 180, I take that back. Let's go ahead and grab you, and let's stick you into the schedule. Let's go ahead, and you're in, yeah, so we can only really get in one right now, so you'll be from 9 o'clock, which gives an hour gap, which is good, a good cooldown. And actually we can push you back even more, just in case there's a delay earlier in the day. But that fills up my schedule, and I believe we're on, I think, 7 flights for the day. And right now we're definitely in the profit, which is good to see. This is a bit too tight, definitely too tight. This has got 128, so can really see the difficulties here. So before the next, or at the start of the next episode, I'm going to go ahead and make this modification. As you can see here, just the build up, it's a little bit silly. And this plane might even be late. I don't think it is, or maybe it'd be by a few minutes, but again, we can't really afford that, which is not good at all. Waiting on the next plane coming in. So yeah, it's not that bad, but it's not ideal if you know what I mean, so something which we will avoid going forwards. Right, anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and continue on through the day, and I'm going to wrap things up here. So as I said, go ahead and leave me some comments down in the comment section below. I want to tease you about next episode though, because what I'm going to do is I'm not just going to build 1 extra gate, but we're going to try and build 2 extra gates. That's going to require the facilities being upgraded, it's going to require security definitely being upgraded, but I feel we can do it. Gonna be difficult, but I feel we can do it. Ticketing is working fine, security is working fine, it's just the departure line which I need to modify, which that won't be a difficult change whatsoever at all. Anyway, that brings us to the end of day number 1 of scheduled flights, but really day number 6, but part 1 of the series. Hope you have enjoyed it. Please leave a like, rate and subscribe if you are new around here. And that's all for this video, ladies and gentlemen, so thank you very much for watching. My name is ConflctNerd Callum, and I'm out.